Sir Lancelot Encore was the world's first cloned dog, and that cost $155,000 to clone him.
Oh.
Anyway.
I'm telling you, this is selling for $1 billion. If it can give you limitless juice and cure Alzheimer's, $1 billion.
Yeah. Would you pay $89,000 for a stag beetle?
Yes.
Because I wouldn't.
If I had the money, I would do it.
If you had exactly $89,000, not a cent more, you would spend it all on a giant stag beetle.
Yes, because that's people be like, Mark had $89,000 to his name, and he just spent it all on a stag beetle. Like that's a good conversation piece, right there.
He had to eat it because he ran out of food. But
the most expensive meal ever. That's in the Money article right there. You can read. Now, do you like that line? I like when Shaw gets some personality. He's like, they have something in a funky looking case. That made me happy. And then they brought up James Brown.
But it's not that funky of a case. It's just a pretty plain looking metal box.
So it's not the James Brown of cases. Like what's a Diet Cola of funk?
A question I never thought I'd be asked.
If James Brown is funky, like what's that case?
Oh, I have very limited funk music knowledge. Mark Wahlberg?
Mark? Oh, there it is.
No, Donnie. There we go. Donnie.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not like George Clinton. Like, it's not Earth, Wind, and Fire. Not Cool in the Gang. I'm looking at band. Yeah, you know what? Marky Mark. That's it. And the Funky Bunch. So it's the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch of cases.
Which, because it's not funky at all and their music isn't funky at all, they just call themselves a Funky Bunch. So it's because their group has been mislabeled as funky, as has this case. This works very well, actually. I'm quite happy with this.
That was beautiful. That was wonderful. And how'd those guys not notice the drone?
Oh, no.
Did anybody think about that?
Yep.
Like 3 feet behind them.
So not too close.
Not too close.
They are focusing on swimming in tandem carrying this box, so that's going to take some concentration.
Carrying a box with, like, a bomb in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
somewhat funky case, too, at that.
Like, don't drop it.
Yeah, I guess you are focused on that, right?
Yeah. And, sound gets distorted underwater, so they probably wouldn't hear the drone. They've got their vision's limited by the scuba goggles. So I think it's believable they wouldn't notice it, but it is kind of creepy just having this drone following them.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Well, I liked the Reservoir Dogs-esque shot of Mia, Shaw, and Spin at the computer. And just like the three guys looking into the boot of the car in Reservoir Dogs. Or in Inglourious Basterds, actually, when they're carving the swastika. Brad Pitt and the like. So
this might be my finest creation.
My masterpiece.
It's my masterpiece.
It's directly into the camera as directed by Quentin Tarantino appears on screen immediately afterwards. Subtle. But it's true. That is the best one. That's when I see this kind of framing of three people looking into the camera. I can't help but think of Tarantino.
Yeah. I'm with you. I like it. What else do we got? Oh, did you see Eve? I think Eve from WALL-E's on that boat in the lab.
What?
Did you see that? Did anybody see that?
No. What are you talking about?
Eve.
Is this behind
WALL-E.
Richard's shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay, I see it. It's
see it?
It's blurry in the background, but it's the same kind of shape and color scheme. So maybe.
I got really close to my TV and I paused it, and it looks like Eve in the background.
Okay, I'm sold.
That's like the best day of your life, Jay.
I mean, if it was WALL-E, if it was a little Mo, that'd be the best day of my life. But
which one's Mo?
Mo's a little cleaner bot. That when WALL-E arrives on the Axiom, he gets like Mo, foreign contaminant. That's Mo. It's just got a little squeegee roller thing that he cleans everything with. He's my favourite. But I'll take any WALL-E reference. Page WALL-E is my favourite Pixar film. It's one of my favourite films of all time. There is a Lego WALL-E looking at me right now.
And WALL-E might be Satan.
He's not. Take it back.
But yeah, it's I'm telling you, it's Eve.
I believe you.
It's Eve.
I want it to be true.
Eve is in the background.
Richard is kind of an environmentalist, so he would of course be in favour of Eve.
Whoa.
Connected the dots.
That's what I do.
But that kind of stinks. Like, it'd be better if we saw Eve flying in the background, or like a by and large in this, because then we could connect it.
or in one of those like glass containers and
Wally's in there.
On the Lido deck.
Oh man. Oh, hey, I like that.
And
The ship could be called the Axiom.
Yeah, and he's drinking out of a septuacentennial cupcake in a cup.
Yeah, I don't want to drink.
I've seen Wall-E too many times, guys.
Yeah,
so.
I gotta say though, the V-neck game in here is refreshing. I think Lucas wears a pretty good evil V-neck.
How can you tell it's an evil V-neck? What's the distinguishing features?
I mean, it's on a bad guy, supposed bad guy.
So if he were to take it off and Shaw would put it on, it wouldn't be an evil V-neck anymore. It would be just a regular V-neck.
You know, does Shaw ever wear a V-neck? I think he wears ringer tees with the sleeves cut off.
He does. He likes to show off his sleeves.
He's not a V-neck guy, is he?
No.
It's interesting. Are there V-neck people out there?
I'm struggling to think if I've ever worn a V-neck, so maybe I'm not a bad guy.
I was watching the Fast and Furious. I did a commentary with Aaron and Abe on the Fast and the Furious, and Brian O'Connor, Paul Walker, wears a lot of ringer shirts, no V-necks.
Okay, because he's a good guy.
Yeah. So evil people wear V-necks.
That's the proof. It is fact. So
the more evil they are, the deeper the V.
Listeners, if you're wearing a V-neck right now, I can only apologize. You're a bad guy. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just how it is. Embrace your villainy. If you've been doing anything, using your powers for good, then stop. You're doing it wrong. And turn to evil. Turn to the darkness.
We should have, I want to watch the Rob Zombie Halloween movie again and see if that kid wears a V-neck in it.
Is Halloween 5 the most evil because 5 is a V?
Whoa. I mean, okay, so that one, he's hunting Jamie Lloyd. You know what's interesting? I think a hermit got him back to health in 5. And then Michael Myers kills the hermit after the hermit saves his life. That's pretty evil. And then he's also kidnapped by the Man in Black, who's part of a cult in 5. So yeah, I do. I think that's the most evil one.
Okay, because Star Trek 5 is definitely the most evil because it's terrible. It's the worst one. I haven't got beyond 6 at this point.
Fast 5
is the best one. It's the least evil. Yeah,
there's a lot of sweating.
But then the first ones aren't in chronological order. What's the 5th one chronologically?
Oh my gosh. Wait.
I genuinely don't know.
Okay, so it goes Fast and Furious.
1.
2 Fast, 2 Furious.
2. 4.
Fast 4. Fast 5. Fast 6. Okay. Tokyo Drift. 7. 8 Hobbs and Shaw.
So 6 is the 5th chronologically. And is
and Luke Evans plays the villain.
And that's
Wait, there's V-necks in that one.
And that's the one where Letty's on the villainous side.
Yeah.
It's the first one that I saw.
And Giselle is killed.
Yeah, this is the most evil one.
I mean, it's the most Fast and Furious. I did the math on that.
Now, what's the 5th one alphabetically?
Sorry, Paige, we lost you here.
You've lost me. I checked out like 10 minutes ago.
So any final thoughts, Paige, on this chapter or the film as a whole?
I have written in my notes, Shaw, aka the Pebble. I don't know, is that anything? Is that anything? The Rock, the Pebble?
Oh, I see, yes.
Oh.
I get it. Yeah, there are definitely similarities between not just appearance, but also acting style. I feel like he's kind of got the same, he's trying to have the same charm level as the Rocky. I think
he pulled it off because I pretty much liked every character in this movie. Even like the supposed quote unquote bad guys.
Shaw's cool. I love that look he gives after the guy gets punched. And then I love his scene where he gets the close-up. He's like, they recognized a weapon. Like, I loved his line delivery on that. He made a meal out of that sentence, and I really appreciated it.
They're just trying to understand what they saw, and I completely understand it, because what they saw was ridiculous. They saw sharks understanding a hostage situation.
So, I just want to let y'all know that Klaus, one of the villains from Fast 6, wears a V-neck.
Okay. Is he the giant guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that The Rock takes on, who makes The Rock like a child. Yeah, okay.
All right, I'll let it be at that. I'll stop there.
Fine. Now, something we've forgotten to do something I've forgotten to do in the past 2 episodes is the deepest, bluest reveal. I forgot to do it. Like how deep and how blue the chapters have been, and the listeners, I'm sure, have been in uproar because they want to know how deep and how blue are these things we're watching. So I got 3 chapters there. Unfortunately, they're all kind of similar. So chapter 4 is about 54% blue, and not very deep, about minus 3.5 meters, minus 11 feet. Chapter 5, 36% blue. And that, mostly on the surface, or up on the deck of the boat, so that's not even deep, that's out of the water. That's 2.5 meters or 8 feet up. It's up on the surface, this is madness. And then this chapter, and actually, I think that one, chapter 5, not very, it's only 36% blue throughout, but at the start of that, I feel like director John Poe was trying to make it as blue as possible, because there's a bit where they're up on the deck with Bella, and there's Bella's Scarface. The Scarface's hammock is blue and is like blocking a third of the shot for a while. They're just trying to force as much blue into it, so I appreciate that. Thank you, John. And this chapter 6, is only 24% blue. It is the second least blue chapter so far, which is disappointing. A lot of the lab isn't very blue, unfortunately. Richard's been wearing a blue shirt for a lot of this. He's now moved to a grey one, which is just disappointing. And again, not a lot of this takes place above or under the water. So this is about minus 2 meters, minus 6 feet underwater, depth-wise. So as we predicted at the start of this project, this is proven to be a bluer but shallower film than the previous two.
Literally, not metaphorically.
Indeed, yes, it is. It is literally bluer and literally shallower. But I would say that Deep Blue Sea 2 was figuratively much shallower.
Well, I love these. I can't wait till we finish this. I'm not saying that, but I'm looking forward to the final chart of all of this.
I just the past two weeks we've done this. We've finished recording. I've closed the window and my spreadsheet is still open. I was like, oh god damn it! I forgot again. I just kept it open on my screen the whole time today.
I'm glad you remembered.
There we go. Okay, well, Paige, thank you for joining us again. Do you have anything you'd like to plug? Where can the listeners find you?
Just on Twitter, @GayTaylorSwift. I don't do much on the internet, so I really appreciate you guys having me so we can talk about sharks and shark movies, and looking forward to hopefully coming on here again in the future.
Absolutely, yeah. We have some plans post Deep Blue Sea, and we'll see if you want to come back. So that's
all right.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. We'd love talking to you about these kinds of films. So you're welcome back anytime. It's always happy to have a fan of the films on. So thank you, Paige, for joining us. Listeners, you can find Deep Blue Sea the podcast over on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter @DeepBlueSeaPod, or email us deepblueseapod@gmail.com. You can find more of my writings over at lifeversusfilm.com, Life vs Film. Not a lot happens there, but sometimes I post things, and so that's
always great.
And The Lamb, the largest association of movie blogs. I am the shepherd of The Lamb. I didn't come up with the pun name, but sticking with it. And that sounds a large collection of online movie blogs. If you have a movie blog or podcast and want to come and join us, then Large Ass Movie Blogs is the place to go. And there is a weekly podcast called The Lambcast, not hosted by me. Mark and I appear on it now and then, but I do a monthly movie trivia show that goes alongside that called Lampity, which is always a fun time. Mark, what would you like to plug?
Yeah, Movies, Films, and Flicks, Movies, Films on FIX. You can go to the website, read all the reviews and data posts, and then listen to the podcast. Type in Mark Hoffmeyer Rotten Tomatoes. I got a fast article that is up. Type in Rotten Tomatoes is wrong. I do the research on that. And then Versus on Rotten Tomatoes. I do the research on that. Love doing those shows. And then I had something else. Oh, Film Theorist. I just had a video come out about how to survive the Saw franchise. I watched all 9 Saw movies and wrote a really long script about surviving them. And not just be a good person or don't be in a horror movie. Like a real in-depth thing. I also have
Don't
how to
be
kill
fictional.
Yeah. I also have I have Don't Be an Actor. And then I put I have How to Kill a Minion coming out soon. And then I also have which Fast and Furious movie is the most Fast and Furious coming out soon. So on Film Theorist, you can type all those in and check them out.
Very nice. And listeners, I'm sure none of you are thinking of abandoning the podcast at this point and not carrying on, but you really have to come back next week because something happens in the film next week that we're going to be talking about. It's a pivotal chapter, is chapter 7. So come back. So please join us next week. Thank you once again to Paige for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
And I have been Jay Klurt.
I'm Mark Evil V-Neck Hoffmeyer.
And we'll Deep Blue see you next week.